Hi my loves, thanks for returning. I hope this video finds you happy and doing well. As you know by the thumbnail, this video is going to be on my March and April favorites. So if you're interested, just keep watching. Alright, so like all of my previous favorite videos, I pretty much kind of have a hodgepodge of things. I have makeup, I have a book, I have some kicks, I have a fragrance. You know how I do. So I'll just go ahead and get to it. So the first thing is a skincare item, and this is my Physicians Formula Skin Booster Vitamin Shot. And this is really good if you have dry skin or if you have mature skin. It's really going to provide extra hydration, and I really love pairing it with my other skincare products. Now when you look at this, you will see some little dots or little specks in the bottle, and those do dissolve. You do have to really rub them in when you apply it, but I feel like this, out of pretty much all of my skincare products that are serum based, this one probably provides the best hydration. So again, if you have really dry skin, I would definitely check this out. And you know, Physicians Formula has other vitamin shots if hydration is not anything that you necessarily need. They do have other types which are really cool, and they all come in this little cute bottle, but the other formulas are different color bottles. I think they're like pink and green or something like that, but definitely check these out. All right, so this next one is a fragrance. This one is not a new fragrance. This is really old. I think this fragrance was created back in 1990, but this is Trésor by LANCôME, and let me quickly read you the notes. The top notes are violet rose, the heart notes are jasmine, absolute, and bergamot, and the base notes are vanilla and cashmere wood. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this is a really pretty fragrance. They sell it in Ulta. If the notes sound like something you're interested in, you could definitely check it out during the sale. This is a really pretty fragrance, really good for the summer. You know, the summer is coming up, so you know, if those notes float your boat, definitely check it out. All right, this next one is by FENTY Beauty. I know you all are all familiar with this, but I really have been enjoying this palette. This is the Killawatt Foil Highlighter Palette, and here are the shades right here. Now you can use these shades for highlighter depending on your skin tone. You can use it as eyeshadow. I like to use it as eyeshadow and a lot of these colors as a inner eye highlight. This palette is currently on sale at Sephora, so with the 20% off of the 15 or the 10 or whatever it is that you can get, I would definitely suggest picking this up. I like to use this one as a eyeshadow, really all of them as an eyeshadow. Sometimes I use this middle one as a highlight, but this palette seems to be really underrated. I really love it. I was gifted this palette by Camille, and I was ecstatic when I received it on my doorstep. Plus the packaging is really pretty. Look at that packaging. It's just so gorgeous. This one is definitely worth checking out. Now I do know that some people really take issue with it because they say that this part is a little bit flimsy. They don't like the way this part connects, but I haven't had any problems with it. I absolutely love it, and I really go to this palette really with every look, just about every look that I do, because I like it so much. But definitely check this one out. This is one of my favorites. All right, next I have two foundations, and this is the Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint foundations with hyaluronic acid, and I do have two shades here. This one is 115. I have this shade on now, and this is 135, and I use this shade to contour with. Now this shade probably does look light, but I'll warn you in advance, this foundation does oxidize a bit because I do have this on, and you really wouldn't think that this is the same shade. So if you are around my skin tone, you might want to check out 115, or of course if you're deeper you could get 135. But this particular foundation does exactly what it boasts to do, and that is provide hydration. I would recommend this foundation for anyone who has dry skin or mature skin. If you are a person that doesn't like to use powder and do a lot of setting after your foundation, you could definitely use this foundation and get away with not setting it. It's just really comfortable and light. Now it does have a doe foot for application like this, which I particularly like. I personally find that application is a bit easier, especially when I have two shades like this. You know, I could just kind of apply it, you know, more precision, I guess. But some people say that because of hygiene purposes, but I always start off with a very, very clean face, so I've never had any issue with it. So when you're looking for a foundation that provides really good hydration, I would definitely check these out. All right, so the next one I have is a bronzer by NYX, and this is the matte bronzer, and here it is. And all of you all know that here lately the latest craze is bronzer this, bronzer that. Well, definitely check out the NYX matte bronzer, and I have it in deep tan, and I have it on now. Okay, and I think that it bronzed my face up really good, and I really do enjoy the matte finish of it. So as you know, some bronzers are matte, some have a little bit of sheen. I prefer the matte. Most times I prefer a matte bronzer, but if I know that I'm going to be out in the sun or in the daytime or something like that, you know, just out and about, I may lean towards a more shimmery, something with a little bit more sheen. But this one is a matte bronzer, but if you're one to just really stick with drugstore brands, definitely check this matte bronzer out, because I think it's gorgeous, and I think that the shade is a really good shade. I don't think it leans too red or too neutral. I think it leans just about right. All right, so next I have lashes. I think I always have lashes somewhere in these videos. So I was in the store and I picked up a couple of sets of these styles, and these are the new Lash Couture lashes by Kiss, and I have the Naked Drama collection. So the first set that I've really been enjoying is Tulle. This is it here, and the other style is Lacey. And here is Lacey right here. Very, very pretty. Like Kiss eyelashes. Now I will go ahead and warn you all that the band on these are not all that thin. They're not thin like let's say the Sephora collection eyelashes or the Pro lashes or the Lily lashes and things like that. They're not too thick, but they're leaning on the thicker side. I personally prefer those. I don't know why. I feel like they're easier for me to put on, you know, to each his own, but I really like these lashes. I think they're pretty and I think they're affordable. So I have another Physicians Formula product, and this is the Tropical Days Butter Eyeshadow Palette. Now, the reason why I like this palette is because of the consistency of the shadows. They are so soft and buttery. And what I appreciate about this color story is that a lot of these shadows are deep enough for my skin tone. I think the metallics are really pigmented, and I think that the mattes blend very well. So if you're on the lookout for a drugstore, a really good drugstore eyeshadow palette, or you've been meaning to try Physicians Formula eyeshadows, definitely check this palette out. So I have a highlighter, and this is by Estee Lauder. This is the Bronze Goddess Heatwave highlighter. This highlighter is so gorgeous. I think everyone literally needs this in their collection. This one I'm gonna go ahead and swatch for you. Just swatch it here. It is so pretty. I think that this shade is pretty universal, and it really melts into your skin, and it's not glittery. It's just the perfect tone. If you're ever in, I think that, yeah, Ulta sells it. I'm not sure if Sephora sells it, but definitely check this one out. All right, the next palette that I have is my Too Faced Sparkling Pineapple palette, and this is it. You all, these shadows in here are unbelievably pigmented, buttery, especially these metallics. This one right here is like a cream sitting in the pan. I don't know how they did that. These two are like a cream, and this one is a metallic shade. And if you're a person who maybe travels a lot, or you don't like a lot of big palettes, or you just want a palette where you can kind of keep it simple and maybe get one or two looks, definitely check this palette out. There's also, I have the other one, the raspberry palette as well. That one has more berry tones in it, but this is the palette that I've really been using for March, a lot of for March and April. It's just a really good go-to palette because all of the colors are pretty much neutral, and with this green or metallic-y brown shade, you can put that on your inner eye, and really you can use this palette as for work, as an everyday work eyeshadow palette, if you will. But this one is really pretty. Check this one out if you have it. At bare minimum, you gotta swatch it next time you're in Ulta. All right, the next product I have is by Milani, and this is their Make It Last setting spray. This setting spray is really nice. Even the mist, you know, the sprayer on this particular setting spray is nice. You know how some sprayers or misters can leave big droplets and not really give you a fine mist? This one's leaning on to the finer side. Now, of course, you do need to, you know, get a good one out first, but then once you spray it, it's just going to give you a nice, even, fine mist. And I've really been enjoying this. Now, anytime that I go out and I know I'm going to be out all night, you know, or something like that, then I'll use this, and I feel like it sets the makeup and it just gives it a really nice appearance, and it holds it really well. So next I have two lip liners by Maybelline. This is their Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liners. I got one in clear and I have the other in, what shade is this? This is in Rich Chocolate, even though it comes across as a bit red. I have it on now, and what I like about the clear is, so I'll line my lips with the clear, and then after that I'll put the regular shade on, and I find that really does prevent any type of bleeding or weirdness that can go on around your lips. And Maybelline boasts that these are long lasting and you can get really good precision, which you can. They are retractable, as with kind of any lip liner, but I really have been enjoying this one, again, especially using the clear before I put on the color. So these are really good lip liners to check out. All right, so next I have a book that I've been reading, and this is a book by Nancy Lee DeMoss, and the title of this book is Lies Women Believe. And I've really been enjoying this book because it really focuses on a lot of issues that some of us women do suffer from or suffer with. And when I say issues, I'm talking about lies. You know, there's a lot of lies that the enemy will tell us that we believe that can affect our life or how we live in some way or another. And this book pretty much debunks all of those lies with the scripture. So if you are a reader of a lot of Christian books or books like this, you know, I tend to call books like these self-help Christian books. You know, something that's going to give you, you know, keep things front and center, give you refresher courses where needed, you know, just things like that. Definitely check this one out. It is a really, really good read. But believe it or not, there are just a lot of, you know, things that the enemy can tell us, you know, that tells us to try to, you know, bring us down, to destroy us and all that and the other. And this just kind of, you know, helps with that, brings that front and center and say, hey, look, no, it's not like this. So have been enjoying this. If you haven't read this book, you must get this book. So the last on my list are a pair of kicks. Now, let me warn you, this pair of tennis shoes are not going to be for everybody. I don't know, I think it's just the teenager in me, but these are the Fila Disruptors right here, and I absolutely love these. These are the chunky tennis shoes, and I have been rocking this. Actually, I have the pair like this and a white pair, but the white pair isn't patent leather. I don't know, I just get like a nostalgic type of feel, something that reminds me of my childhood from these. But I just love these tennis shoes, and my family thinks they are so ugly, but I don't care. I don't care. I like them, and I have been enjoying them, and I think they're cute. All right, that's it. Those are all of my favorites for the month of March and April. What are some of your favorites? Let me know some things that you've been enjoying for the month of March and April down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until my next video, smooches.